Morning, chaps. What are you guys going to do with your Xbox Ones now that they no longer have access to movies and TV? This question from Eric Benoit. I just noticed Xbox is no longer selling movies or TV shows on their store. No more Kinect. Backwards compatibility program stopped. Now you can't purchase media. Do you think it's necessary in Microsoft's drive to make everything an Xbox to get rid of features of the Xbox itself? I mean, this is all derived from news that basically Microsoft's pulling out of selling movies and TV shows, which I think it's probably happening because people aren't buying them on the Microsoft store or marketplace or whatever. John, thoughts? What are you going to be doing with your Xbox One now? You'll still run Blu-ray movies.
I have never used the digital purchasing of film and TV shows on an Xbox or PlayStation for that matter. It's not something I was ever interested in. I also never used the TV functionality or any of that stuff. Same with the Wii U when they went big on that. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Yeah. My original launch Xbox One is in a cabinet somewhere. There's not really much use in hooking that up these days, outside of occasional weird testing of games that still support Xbox One and say you shouldn't play this on an Xbox
you're not
One.
even pulling it out for that. You're getting me to do it, John.
I'm getting you to do it. That's true. Thank you, Rich. That's exactly because I don't want to deal with it. It'll probably be a 2 hours of updates and just
it's not great. Not 2 hours, but not great.
Not great. It is funny, though, with saying that to make everything an Xbox, you must change what it means to be an Xbox. And that, there's some truth to that probably.
But I think in this case, stuff there.
I think in this case, it really is just like probably not enough people are actually engaging with that functionality, purchasing these things, because there's so many better ways to do it.
Yep.
Right? Like there's no point in using your game console anymore for any of this stuff because just there's better stuff out there.
The TV apps are fine. I think that's the
TV apps are better, I would say, than those old console apps were at this point. Plus, if you're not using your TV, then there's like devices like Apple TV and various other things that people might be using. But just the console, not a great place for that. So it makes sense to strip it all back and just focus on what it does, being an Xbox, because that's what everything is.
Exactly. Alex, I suppose you have any specific thoughts on this?
I don't own an Xbox One. I own an Xbox One X that Rich sent me a long time ago, and that hasn't been hooked up since. Gosh, I can't even remember. So, and I've never had any interest at all in any sort of digital media buying, especially for visual media. I think the largest extent is like I've maybe backed like a Patreon or an Indiegogo in the past that gave me a digital movie at some point, but that's really about it.
No, I think the bottom line is the reason it's going is likely because they're not making any money from it. And, the concept of having a digital media library with Microsoft, I mean, that they never really made any kind of impact in the way Netflix or Amazon or Apple have. So I can kind of see why it's going away, to be honest. Don't think it has any real impact on Xbox itself, but, it does kind of harken back to that big mistake they made way back in 2013 when they announced Xbox One as a media center, which is a decision that's, put Microsoft down a course that just didn't work out for them.
Remember how Xbox 360 could tap into the whole Windows Media Center edition?
I remember.
XP?
Yeah.
It was all it worked pretty well back then, actually. I remember.
Streaming? Yeah.
Like you had all these media functionality at a time when media functionality in the TV was still relatively rare, and it worked real well. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Media Center edition of XP is actually a really good looking OS. It's good.
It's just a shame about, driver stuff with it. It's a pain because you can't just use normal XP drivers.
I was just thinking back to how you could actually run 60 FPS media on an Xbox 360 by streaming it from a PC if memory serves, which is something that I don't think you could actually do within the media portal on Windows XP edition itself. That doesn't sound right, but there was something there. You could run 60 FPS media. I think it was the case that 60 FPS media directly run from the Xbox 360 wouldn't run at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
But if you streamed it from a PC, it kind of had a try at a go.